Question 21 says that Laura plans to paint the 8-foot-high rectangular walls of a room, and before she buys paint, she needs to know the area of the wall surface to be painted. 2 walls are 10 feet wide, and the other 2 walls are 15 feet wide. The combined area of the one window and the one door in her room is 60 square feet. What is the area in square feet of the wall surface that Laura plans to paint? As answer choices, we have numbers from 200 to 400, and the only other thing I'm noticing here is that E is the double of A. In reading the prompt, the ACT math concepts that stand out here, obviously it's a word problem. We're also dealing with rectangles specifically, and also the area of those rectangles. And then as far as approaching this question, I'm only seeing a formal way of solving it. So let's go back and just get a sense of what information we're being told here and what we're really trying to figure out. So essentially, this person, Laura, is painting her room, and we're being told the dimensions of the walls of that room. And then we're also told that there's part of the room that she's not apparently going to paint, which is this window and the door, and we're given the total area of that. And then we're being asked to find the area of the wall surface that she's going to paint. One way we can start this question, as always, is just to sketch out a sort of basic picture of what's going on. So we have, let's see, one 8-foot-high rectangular wall by 10 foot. So let's make it like that. And then the other one is 8 feet by 15. So I'll write that out as well. And then I'll label these. So this is 8 feet, and then this is going to be your 10 foot. This is going to be 8 feet, and this will be 15 feet. And we also have 2 of each of these, apparently, because it says that 2 walls are 10 feet wide and the other 2 walls are 15 feet wide. So 2x. Now, what we can do, since we're trying to figure out the area of the wall surface that she has to paint, is we can just calculate the area of each of these walls. So if it's 8 by 10, this is going to be 8 times 10 is 80. So this is 80 feet squared for this wall. And we're going to have 2 of those walls. So in total, I'll just write 160 feet squared total from these walls. And then over here, the 8 times 15, you can do that in the calculator, or if you're comfortable with the mental math or on paper, you can do that as well. So 8 times 15, we could do 8 times 10, which is 80, plus 8 times 5, which is 40, and then 80 times 40 is 120. So this is 120 feet squared. And again, we have 2 of these, so this is going to be 2 times 120 is 240. So this is 240 feet squared total. And now we can add up each of these areas to get the total area of the walls. So 240 plus 160 is 400. And now this is the total area of the walls, but we were again told that there's 1 window and 1 door in her room that combine to be 60 square feet. And so she's not going to be painting those because it's asking specifically for the wall surface that she's going to be painting. So from this 400, we can then subtract the 60. So we'll do 400 minus 60, and that's going to be 340. And so that is our answer, answer choice B. Let's take a look now at a couple of the wrong answers. Answer choice A of 200 could reflect the mistake of only counting each wall one time and then not subtracting the 60, because we saw that one of the walls had a dimension of 8 by 10, so it had 80 square feet, and then the other one had dimensions of 8 by 15 feet, so that made 120 feet squared. So if we added those together, we'd get 200. I'm not exactly sure how answer choices C and D were created, but then answer choice E of 400 could reflect the mistake of adding everything up correctly, like we did over here, but then just forgetting to subtract the 60 of the door and the window combined, so just going with the 400 at that step. All right, and then I'm going to write out here what we ultimately needed to know mathematically on this question. Ultimately needed to know, really it just came down to area of rectangles, and then we had to do some subtraction at the end there. And then as far as ultimate takeaways on this question, this one is pretty reflective of a lot of word problems on the ACT, in the sense that a lot of the challenge is just getting through the reading of it and figuring out what is actually important to the question. The math, as we saw, was pretty basic. The other thing that they did to make it a little bit more challenging, which we see again and again, is they didn't give us a picture. So just having a first step of sketching a picture there. And then there was that small detail of the 60 feet that we had to subtract. And they had an answer choice there predicting if we forgot that one detail. All right, so that wraps things up for 21. Let's go on to question 22.